Welcome back, guys, to the ESL One Mumbai 2019 qualifiers for Europe and CIS. I'm Gareth, and we've got Game 3 ready and waiting for you. Lacoste. Look at this. The draft is ready, and EPG going back to a little bit of old school. Lich Juggernaut coming out for them.
The lane is pretty strong with Lich, Jug, and I like the Jug as a counter to Keeper of the Light. You can deal damage even with the Blinding Light on. You have a spin, so you can kill Ignis Fatuus. Good pickup, even though Juggernaut feels like an overpicked hero that doesn't do too much after his ulti is down. Like this hero is basically like 3 spells. You use ulti, try to get a pick off. Most of the time you just want to split push with the, if they don't have anything that goes through the BKB. And you reset with the healing ward. It also opens up the rows. There are some good sides, but there are downsides of Juggernaut.
Yeah, he can struggle to flash farm. He might force you into like a Maelstrom or a Battle Fury. It always feels, well, not always, but it very often feels like he is one item behind where he needs to be compared to enemy carries.
10 seconds remaining.
Or he needs to be one item ahead to really be a potent force in the game. Bans very similar, aren't they? Magnus, Tiny, Bounty, Night Stalker, Viper, Lifestealer, Grimstroke, Razor. Nothing out of the ordinary. The Kotl and a Sven for Mahoney squad. And Kotl again, we saw Sonic do amazing things with the hero. Sven for them now, is this going to be a position 3? I guess it's still open. But you're not a fan.
Oh, Sven? No, not really. It's good against Jug because it gives you some extra HP against his Omni Slashes. If I need to pick which position Sven is the best right now, I would say position 3 because he can still farm and get the auras for his team. I feel like position 5 Sven is just bad.
Doesn't do quite enough. Pango gone. EPG with their 5th ban. I still have it in my head that the second phase is like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. My brain still hasn't added in the third ban from the first phase. I'm an idiot. Elder Titan, though, is going to be the pick after the troll ban for EPG. That's a pretty nice teamfight reset ability against Sven Stun, Kotl, Ignis Fatuus. Also, the ability to amp up the damage for Juggernaut and Lich. But there's a TP spin cancel that you were talking about before, so it limits Juggernaut's options somewhat.
Yeah, this is the position 5 that I like to see against Juggernaut, because Juggernaut can't play his own game. So this means that the Sven is core. I assume it's position 3.
Looks like it's going that way.
5 seconds
EPG with their position 1, their 4 and their 5 picked. I guess it could be a position 3 Elder Titan. But LeBron showed what he can do in game 1 with the big, bad, stapling, briefcasing, punching Elder Titan. If you get some stacks going on that Radiant side. And into the Kunkka now. So they've got plenty of catch, plenty of teamfight abilities to combo on top of each other. And Kunkka's always handy to have against a Bane, because you've got 3 ways to cancel grip. As well as being able to chase down speedy heroes like Keeper of the Light and Sven, with their natural movement speed, as well as Warcry speeding them up.
Yeah, there's a good synergy between Kunkka and Juggernaut after the Rum buff is gone. You just use the healing ward and it's easy to reset.
This feels way more solid from EPG.
Yeah, ladies first. Go, Gary.
That's all I was going to say. Just I get the feeling that I like EPG's draft more.
Yeah. They have way more stuns in this one. Kunkka with the low cooldown. Control. Pretty much everyone has some kind of a stun besides Juggernaut right now.
Radiant team back.
Ember Spirit.
Oh. Ember, a hero that very often can evade and be that elusive force against the Kunkka. We've seen him do reasonably well in the 1v1 matchup as well, just with that magic damage, being able to mess around with creep waves, farm under tower, and you do that really nice thing where you either fake block or you just don't block your
10
mid wave
seconds remaining.
and allow the creep wave to come back onto your tower and farm safely onto tier 1 as Ember,
5
so you don't
seconds
take
remaining.
too much damage from Kunkka early on.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also, let me just check the numbers. Kunkka.
Dire
Final
team
ban's
ban.
coming out. Timbersaw will be removed by EPG. Very limited nuke damage. That's a very solid ban. The amount of times we've seen like a 10th pick Timber come out and just be like, nobody's going to be able to kill him. It's a very solid removal.
The good thing about Ember Spirit is that Kunkka can't remove his spell shield. He can't remove, Flame Guard.
10 seconds remaining.
75 damage on level 1 Torrent, 80 magic absorb, and
5
then
seconds
it's
remaining.
completely in favor of Ember Spirit. Even though Ember Spirit tend to go for different kind of an item build, skill build, with maxing the sleight.
Yeah.
So he can dodge things and just deal massive amount of damage, which I like.
Dire team pick.
Especially when you're trying to like steal a range creep last hit or dodge a torrent or
Yeah.
a tidebringer even. We've seen some really nice plays from ILTW Thompson come to mind very often. Bat Rider. Interesting ban. Our final pick for Mahoney squad. And we're looking for their position 1, it feels like. Something good for Baraban.
10 seconds remaining.
No troll, no bounty, so it has to be something completely different.
5 seconds remaining. Team pick.
Ursa Warrior.
All right. Yeah, that's a good way to deal with Juggernaut, even though it's not the greatest, since there's a Lich besides Jug. This is going to be the lane that they want to play. A lot of slow, a lot of physical damage reduction.
Do you ever consider putting Ursa against the Kunkka mid?
10 seconds remaining.
You could, yeah, but I think Ember Spirit
Yeah.
is going to have a decent time.
5 seconds remaining.
I guess then Ember Spirit against like a Jug Lich would probably struggle quite a bit. Then his Flame Guard would get popped by like a shield into spin.
Yeah, it's a lot of kill potential on Ember Spirit if he's playing the side lane against this lineup what the EPG has, and they need Mitch's hero last.
I struggled with the Darkseer in the previous game. What did he play in game 1? It was the Sven, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
Huskar means that it's going to be a Mitch Kunkka?
Yeah, it could be offlane Kunkka. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
We see that from time to time. I did not expect him to go. It's Huskar. No matter what they put in mid, Huskar's gonna used as a counter to Ember Spirit on mid. You're forcing him to get out of the lane, and now you're playing against 3 melee cores, which feels great, and they rely on physical damage. So disarm is gonna be great.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. That inner fire, going to be huge. And no matter how Mahoney squad lane it, Huskar's going to have a favorable matchup one way or the other. It's a pretty fast timing lineup as well. A couple of
10
braces,
seconds
armlet
remaining.
for Baranya. Mitch, bracer into Vlad's,
5
potentially.
seconds remaining.
But it's just so quick. Ember Spirit needs a lot of time to build up his itemization. Ursa and Sven very often feel like snowbally heroes, so if they lose out in the lanes, this game could be a quick one for EPG. What's the answer for Mahoney squad? Do they aggressively try lane? Do they try and put pressure elsewhere?
I feel like I underestimated the power of Coddle in the previous draft. Maybe I just didn't expect that he's going to play so well. There's a lot of kill potential with their heroes, and there's no real counter to Ember Spirit. They have some, but they need to execute it perfectly.
Yeah, if they don't shut down where the Ember's farming as well, if they don't get these early tier 1s on EPG, they could suffer under shock later on. Do you have a favourite in this one? Game 3 of a best of 3? I'm leaning EPG just because Huskar last pick is always something that tickles my fancy. But Ursa, Sven, Ember, with that Kotl of Sonic, they've shown how powerful they can be. I feel it's quite a balanced draft here.
Yeah, I would say that EPG won a draft 60-40 because of the Huskar last pick. But we saw in the previous one that the execution was not the greatest, so it doesn't mean that much. They played so much better in game number.
And we'll see how they do in this one. We've got DNZ Lich, Swift ending on the Juggernaut, Baranya Huskar, Mitch on the Kunkka with LeBron Elder Titan, yet again. And over on the Dire team, Sonic, Keeper of the Light, Undershock, Ember, Baraban, the Ursa Warrior, Sadoy, Sven, and Yol, the Bane. We've got plenty of options here. Like, if the Dire team can weather the storm and not get steamrolled early on, like, I can imagine Ember, like, level 3 just jungling, leaving that mid lane open for the Huskar just to free farm. Like, they could find themselves in a decent spot just to play defensively in their jungle areas. Very, very often, it's, you know, not a bad thing just to let your tier 1s fall. You know, you think back to the old kind of anti-mage Spectre days, right? And a strat was literally to let your tier 1 fall, so the creep wave is at your tier 2 where you can farm much more safely. This could be something that the Dire team fall back on, just to make sure that they don't get completely crushed. Don't play recklessly around your towers.
EPG doesn't have the best sieging mechanics unless they grab a kill, then get her with the Juggernaut's healing ward. But the kill potential is there. Like, pick-off is extremely good. If Kunkka gets the items, they're gonna run this tri lane. It's gonna be really good against Ursa.
Oh.
This is what I feel when you play. Same feeling when you play against Undying tri lane, against Elder Titan. It's pretty much the same feeling. You do not want to face that tri lane.
You feel
Undying
powerless.
is way stronger than Elder Titan.
30 seconds to battle.
It's still, there's another pause.
Yol wasn't smoked, what? He just placed a sentry down mid. I don't think he was smoked. Maybe he was. Sentry goes in mid very early on. No obs placed by the Dire team. And I do spot the Ursa Warrior top with a nice little observer ward from EPG. I see Baraban all on his lonesome up in that top lane. Ember will be mid for now.
The central ward in mid makes a lot of sense because Huskar wants to have high ground. Same goes for Medusa, so the Mystic Snake can bounce off the range creep and maybe even hit a hero, steal the mana.
Where is the second ward from EPG, actually? They just didn't buy it, right?
Yeah, I don't see any. Just one.
And nobody's killed it. We can see that from the CS. The second ward on the Dire team. Yol still holding on to it. Is Sonic okay?
Yeah, Sonic tends to spam a lot. Let me just check. Alright, he's muted for me. His voice is. I mean, I can sense that stuff. If you tend to spam a lot, just yell in the microphone. Boy, you're getting muted for sure.
He's meowing, he's woofing. What's going on? Funny man. Who's reconnected? Baraban is back in. The drums have returned and they will be marching to a tune of their own drummer as they resume the game and get things underway. Game 3, EPG up against Mahoney squad here in the ESL One Mumbai 2019 European and CIS qualifiers. Bounty runes 2 for 2, nice and easy start. And Baraban going to be scouted, zoned away by DNZ as they go for their lane swap and send Sven up towards the nastier lane. Sonic. Well, I've seen people double ion shell and kill this creep wave. I've seen people dive the creep wave and look for kills. But I don't think I've ever seen a Dire hero block the bottom Radiant creep wave, and Mitch is blocking. Oh my god! Is it under the tower? It's under the tower ever so barely. So the lane's going to push towards the Dire side, which is...
He gets to deny.
Oh man, that's sad for Mitch.
That's the lane that Kunkka wants to play. Like, he's not going to get anything out of the lane. If he wants to survive, I hope he gets boots of speed first time. No Quality Blade. Mitch, what have you done?
He's going to have to, like, TP top or something, it feels like. And Sadoy feels pretty tanky mid. Not really under too much bother. Sorry, top lane. Baranya mid, which is what I'm looking at, is going to get ganked by the Bane. Yol moves forward, under shock. Has the Searing Chains, lots of damage, but Baranya has the Verifier and the heal. A quick TP from DNZ with Frost Blast level 1 sends them packing. But no turnaround kill, no first blood drawn. While down bottom, Mitch. Has he stepped a little too far? He looks okay for now.
Nah, he's good. He has 2 creep waves, so he can play aggressive. It actually is in his favor because he didn't block well enough.
That block from Sonic is just... It's next level, right? It's these brain plays. Very, very cool from the Dire team. Then top, Swift Ending and LeBron left alone against Sadoy in a 2v1. And Sven seems pretty happy.
LeBron needs to move and help Mitch on the bottom lane. Jug is going to have an okay time in 1 versus 1, or he can just keep stacking because mid, it feels like it's going to be 2 versus 2. If Bane stays on mid, then Lich is going to stay as well. Just going to check the runes.
TP top from the Keeper of the Light now. So they leave Baraban alone bottom. He doesn't have Boots or Orb of Venom or anything yet though, so kill potential seems a little limited. Sadoy's going to get the whack. LeBron though, half HP after a stun and Illuminate and a few hits towards himself. Does have to be wary. Quick look towards mid. I've got to catch onto Lich with Illusion Runes going. That Nightmare giving the right clicks to DNZ. Yol has a Brain Sap to play around with if they can get a bit more onto the Lich, but not quite there. Under shock. A few stacks of the Burning Spears on him. But a very awkward and tentative mid lane where every player is fearful of their lives, basically.
We're back to 2 versus 2 meta on mid.
Oh, how we've loved it.
Really.
Yol's gonna get some...
Who gets Boots of Speed first on the bottom lane? Mitch has enough gold, so he's gonna be fine for a bit. And now with the rotation coming out from Lich, even though Lich is still level 1, they're more than fine. Like, I think these lane swap actually favored more E.
From the CS, you can feel it as well. 16-3, 13-2, 12-8. The Dire are struggling a little bit across the board. But this is what we expected. EPG...
Frost Blast, bottom lane, oof. A bit too early from Mitch.
Unfortunate. And Yol scouted by a range... Everything's going wrong for Yol. With his Illusion Rune, he tried to stack the tomato-potato creep camp up in the Dire side jungle. He pulled the red one, but the yellow one didn't follow somehow. Then he gets scouted by a range creep as he goes into Roshan Pit to try and juke it.
Oh, it's one of those games where nothing is going well.
Yeah, nothing's going quite as planned. Everything's a little bit on edge, a little bit off kilter. And Yol might just have stepped a little too far forward because LeBron's here with the Boots of Speed and a Nightmare transfer. Nicely done by the Juggernaut. Yol with the range crawl, the deny, and I missed first blood. It happens bottom. Baraban gets traded back by DNZ, or yes, he does. Of course he does. 1 for 1 down bottom. But the deny, very nicely done by Yol's Bane. I even clapped in real life.
He should have waited and get that last. I guess he didn't think he's gonna deal that much damage. He had plus damage. Look at that huge stack.
Oh, it's massive. Very big.
They can easily clean that up with either Juggernaut, Conka can also fall back.
Oh, DNZ's died bottom, but it's LeBron that I want to watch. Plus 147. 4 HP Sonic. Get the bounty rune. Doesn't get it. Spirit's there. LeBron will claim it. And he'll
get
come
off
back.
my lawn.
So who died bottom? DNZ died to the Bane, who moved bottom to help out Baraban on that Ursa Warrior. And yeah, Ember Spirit's doing exactly as we expected. Back in the jungle at like level 4, level 5. Coming back to the mid lane every once in a while just to protect his tier 1 and make sure that Huskar can't push it too hard. No one's comfortable. Like, I'm not comfortable watching this game. I can't imagine how the players are feeling. The Radiant are out farming the Dire, but I don't know if it's like there's less than a 1k lead. Oh god, they are. That is a big Illuminate with the Flame Guard. The TPs now, they are coming in with the Juggernaut arriving, and LeBron here, the Huskar finds Undershock and will kill him off eventually. The creeps don't claim this life this time. But what did the Ember get? He managed to he didn't manage to buy out before he died.
He managed to get one extra death. And this ward should get the ward. This is how they play. EPG should know this. There's still no sentry ward. Is he gonna find him? Nope.
Apparently not. And while that's all happening, Sadoy gets some farm time. Nicely sitting in the creep wave. As Mitch and DNZ keep the Ursa at bay. He's all alone down bottom. 21-7. Over on Baraban, who really is the position 1, technically, even though Sven is getting the majority of the farm this game. I'm just worried for this Dire team that when EPG really do flick that switch and say we're ready.
Oh,
now they found him.
Hunting Keeper of the Light.
But he's so fast. Sinister Gaze. Mitch is there. X-Mark will catch him. Finally, the Cottle will die. Pay for your insolence, hiding in our jungle like that. But will, like you say, they find these wards? The Titan says no. Alright, LeBron. Chill.
Mahoney squad is playing so aggressive. They always
Radiant's
enemy
bottom tower is under
and try to make the most out of it. The thing is, Kanka can't kill Ursa on the bottom lane if you try to use combo and range. Or either need to just play passive on the lane, try to gank the other.
We'll see what you can do off the back of it. Phase into drums is what's queued for the Juggernaut. Baranya still a decent distance away from that armor after the braces. And once EPG are ready to go, they do move quickly though. And potentially Undershock with his haste rune looking to slow down the tempo and the pace of this EPG side. Stun, dodged with a nice little spin. LeBron with a TP as he knows there's nothing to stop him. Goes back to Fountain, nicely done. But they still haven't dewarded these two obs. The Dire sees exactly what's happening deep on that left side of the map. And Baranya getting jumped upon. Ember Spirit's there with a Remnant and the chains. Another Remnant, no mana, Sinister Gaze. And Baranya does drop to Sonic's final right click. But Undershock overextending himself. But he knows the Cottle's the real carry here.
Oh yeah, Cottle carried them in the previous one. It feels like they want to do the same thing, even though he's level stacks again. And look at this Radiant jungle. 4 wards, 2 Radiant one, 2 Dire ones.
Everybody desperate for vision in that area. DNZ jumped upon. Undershock has a Remnant to escape and a nice little tap out. The Sleight of Fist will claim the kill. The Blinding Light buys time for the Ember, but it's not enough as the Burning Spears. Well, they rack up, but I think he survives here with a bottle charge. He does.
It is good.
Done. 30 health and a shrine. Get back to full. Sadoy's being eyed up though by EPG. I believe they've seen Kunkka rotate, so Sadoy's going to go and sit behind the trees. Yeah, he knows exactly what's happening. He'll play passively, wait for the dive, maybe get some TPs to come in here as well to swing back in towards Mitch and LeBron. Ursa seems reasonably happy sticking down bottom.
Mid lane again.
Oh, is that a dead Huskar? Sven's TPing. This is such a good position though for EPG to say, guys, I need TP's middle. Who do you get to come in?
I feel like he can't survive. If he can out-region him, there's 3 points in Brain Sap on Bane. Searing Chains, Slight.
Life breaks Undershock. Inner Fire to send him back. Stun from the Stormhammer, not enough. One more hit, not enough either until Sadoy taps him down with a sword. Nice Nightmare save to keep Undershock away from the boat. A rotation from Mitch will claim the life of Bane, but the Ominous Slash is required to take down Ember. Sadoy needs to be careful here. Falls back with a chakra magic. He's got another stun. But EPG, they swing into action, getting the 2-for-2 trade. A very even fight yet again, but they over-rotate. They send every hero mid while Baraban claims the bottom tier 1 and continues farming. So a net win for the Dire overall.
Yeah, and Ursa is gonna grab 2 bounties, plus he has Hand of Midas, plus the gold from the tower, and is gonna grab no vision from EPG on that side.
And
Ursa's running low on mana. They have Sentry on mid though.
Ah, you're right, they do. EPG feels like they want to get this tier 1, make the most of the fact they've sent 4-5 heroes to mid. But it doesn't look like they can. It really is.
No real siege engines on their side. They need to get a pick off and then go for objectives.
So the Midas on the Ursa Warrior. He swings down to bottom. Bane behind him as they smoke and move in. A Dire scan top. Catches a glimpse of DNZ and Swift ending, so Sonic will place himself nicely into the western trees. Throw an Illuminate out there, but here comes the dive. Juggernaut hunting, looking for the Cottle. Sonic hiding and TPing, and it looks like he's out of there. He TP's back to the tier 1 actually.
Mid
Still
lane.
looking to defend. Mid lane, what's going on back here? Yol X'd up. LeBron going for the smacks. A 3-man torrent. Inner Fire's there, messing things around a little bit. Borania not going to claim any lives. And Baraban goes to work with the Fury swipes. Yol does die actually. I stand corrected. The Burning Spears were enough.
Torrent into Inner Fire.
I love things like that where like tiny toss plus 4 staff makes people fly through the air and like slide. Inner Fire plus torrent. Send them up, send them across. Go drifting in the clouds. Now what does Ursa have to get away from this? No TP, no blink. But Barania with no movement speed can't catch the phase boots Ursa until now. Stomp with the Spirit. Closes off the gap. Has to turn and fight. Might be able to get a kill. Nice timing on the Inner Fire though to keep Barania going. And the Burning Spears will tickle down the Ursa Warrior as he's brought to his knees. And at exactly the same time, they do catch Sonic in the trees at the top lane.
Yeah, they're playing well. They're gonna pressure the tier 1 tower. The action. When is there, he's just gonna continue farming the jungle. There's already Mitch there. I wonder what Mitch is gonna buy. I think he needs to buy items that he can scale with. Even though building items like Heaven's Halberd, it's gonna be extremely effective against what the Dire has.
They've got barely enough damage to kill Sadoy top. Swift ending has to drums and run as DNZ gives his life for the cause. Swift ending and Mitch, they will escape with their lives. A bit of pressure down bottom from EPG as well. They claim tier 1 top, maybe the tier 1 bot. But at no point in this game do I feel like the Dire team are, out of it. They've still only got a 1,000 net worth deficit to make up. Ursa, Ember, they are pretty strong scaling heroes. And this Sven is tanky as all hell. Well, I didn't see that, to be honest with you. Have you called it out? Have I ignored Mask of Madness Sven?
Yeah, we didn't talk about it. Sometimes it's best to ignore things when they're not good. I don't think that he's gonna scale. Like, he's trying to play a carry Sven, where your Ursa is actually the carry. I don't have anything against having multiple cores that can scale, but who's gonna build into those items that you can team fight with? Like Bane, 0, Keeper of the Light, none. And your Sven, nada, so that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, you're not gonna have a Crimson, a Pipe, a Vlad's, any of these team items, really, are you?
And you can't really burst anyone with Sven. Like, you can kill Lich, maybe.
Yeah, I guess once Sven gets a Blinken and BKB, he's gonna be the answer to the Huskar, maybe. Just try and right-click him down as best you can. But it's an odd one for me, that Mask of Madness on Sven. Roshan attempt from EPG gonna get given up early. As Sonic and Undershock We'll come in and scout it out. EPG back in the pit, though, with a Sinister Gaze into Stomp. They've got the combo. Nicely done. Torrent Boat will come on through. Oh, they don't quite have it. Not perfect. And Ember Spirit relies on these escape mechanisms.
Almost, but I think this is gonna secure a Roche for them. Ember Spirit is back, but they can't get close. Healing Ward is gonna keep them alive. Huskar level 12 has Armlet and Triple Blaze Bracers plus Aegis. He's tanky enough. Once he finishes that Heaven's Halberd, it's gonna be so good. Yeah, you're not gonna do that again.
This time they get him. Even with Yol and Sonic trying their little hearts out to save him, this is the moment of the game. This is the Aegis Huskar, the Healing Ward Juggernaut, and the push coming in onto your tier 2s. EPG are ready. And this Ursa Warrior, this Ember Spirit, they're not. They don't have the Yules on the Ember. They don't have the Basher yet on the Ursa. He's only got Blink. And Sven, well, he does have a dagger now, so potentially the fights could open up. But you can't just leave your supports alone, open and exposed to Barania's Huskar, jumping relentlessly in on top of them. So they're trying to make the most of the rest of the map here, the Dire squad, pushing out the side lanes as best they can.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Keeper of the Light with the same item build this game. Blink Dagger. He wants to pop that, but lanes be in a good position.
He's blinked in aggressively. Barania, he wanted to life break that. Didn't get it off quite in time. And Juggernaut is shoving out bottom lane pretty hard, while Undershock and Sonic try and make a bit of noise mid. Potentially here with a Fiend's Grip, Yol and Sodoi could catch Swift Ending, and here we go. Nightmare. Fiend's Grip coming in 3, 2, 1, go. Is this a chance for Swift Ending to live? He's got Drum's Wand. No, it's not. Never mind.
He's dead. The one extra second buff that Bane received on his ulti.
That was risky, though, from Yol. That felt really weird.
Yeah, there was a bounty rune picked up at 1725. What?
What? DNC's like, yo, there's a bounty rune. Sick. X mark from Mitch catching. This should be an easy one, as Bane relinquishes his life to the Radiant team. But it's still good from the Dire. They're making space on the rest of the map.
Yeah, Mitch is so far. Hand of Midas has Vlad's finished. He's gonna build those team fighting items for his team.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Speedy
attack.
rune of haste.
Radiant's middle
Sonic with the
tower
gem
is
again.
under attack.
After the Blink Dagger. Like you said, exactly the same build. Trying to defend this tier 1 down bottom. Difficult though against Mitch and Barania, who break the line and push forward towards the Kotl.
Dire's bottom
Is this
tower
Illuminate going to kill him? No,
Radiant's middle
never
tower
mind. He's got
is
double
under
Bracer.
attack.
He's got that nice bit of tankiness behind him.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, he didn't get Sange from Courier.
The Huskar.
Yeah.
Is this Yol again falling? It sure is. Nightmare dodges the boat, but Barania makes short work of him. In a fire. Pushes that Ursa Warrior back as I hear an Ursa Splitter south. Sven, Sodoi, no blink. There's Mask of Madness on cooldown with a Will-O-Wisp the jump in from Sonic. Maybe can turn this one around, but Mitch is there, ready with a Torrent. And a God's Strength expended as Barania's Aegis does get popped. Again, this weird back and forth. Scrappy fight, but you're right, they do catch Sodoi, and again with the life break in, they have the Frost Shield to keep him comfortable. And Barania drops low, but they've got the Healing Ward to keep pushing forward aggressively into these objectives.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And this is the moment in the game
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
where the Dire team just aren't quite ready. Undershock, the Ember Spirit, he needs another, 5 minutes of time. The Ursa can blink in, but I don't know if he's going to be able to really catch on to any of these kills that they're looking for. And Kotl is the majority of the wave clear here. Sonic has to stay alive to defend these lanes.
Oh, I was expecting grip from Bane there. He could have had better positioning and just grip Juggernaut from Fog. Ursa would finish the job. There's no way they're gonna save him. Bane? They connected scan on him.
But Yol's too speedy. LeBron nearly has a Yule Scepter now on this ET, and there's the halberd for Huskar. All of a sudden, Ursa Warrior's game becomes much more difficult. They do see the Huskar arriving with a nifty little sentry ward that's about to expire in a minute. But the map by no means belongs to the Dire team. This EPG side are just really kicking it into the next gear, shoving out very hard. Observer wards from the Dire are deep, but they feel close to meaningless if you can't play into them.
Yeah, that's a great point. They have good wards, but they're not getting anything out of it. This is going to be the last tier 2 tower for them. And the Huskar is pushing it while the rest of the team is smoked. They're trying to get a pick off.
That's a very sneaky smoke. They might actually catch Baraban. Baraban could quite easily swing back into the mid lane and just walk. They stumble onto them. Well, there's Sonic. They see him.
They got him. This is huge. That's
do.
Gem.
That's Gem. That's wave clear. And that has to be a buyback from the Kotl now, surely.
No one got the Gem. Ember Spirit managed to pick it.
Kotl's not buying back. Tier 3's dropping. They've got Catapult behind them. This could be a lane of barracks. There's the jump. In comes Sadoy. They've got the grip onto Huskar, but the Chain Frost and the bounce back. The Sinister Gaze is there, and the Dire team, they are falling like flies. It looks so simple as they cruise to victory in this team fight. Swift ending spin and a disarm onto Ursa means he can't do a damn thing. No Aegis on Huskar, so he's got to be careful, but the arm that toggles from Piranha keeps him up and running, and a jump back in. Yules into the air. Sadoy with another stun, though, turns it back the other way, and Swift ending now the one in trouble, and Sadoy chases him to the ends of the earth and leaves Kunkka alone. Mitch, what do? You torrent, you run, you hide, but you're sent off the plank as Undershot gets the chains on you.
Oh, they didn't have the boat because they used the combo on Keeper of the Light. 3 buybacks on Dire side. Did I count that correctly? Yes, it did. Mitch is so tanky. They still didn't manage to grab that gem from them. Take any Raxes, so only tier 3 tower is gone. But they did a good job. If they can grab a pick off, it's going to be so much easier to fight for them because their buybacks were just used, which means extra seconds added to the death timer. And Sven actually went for Vlad. He disassembled Mask of Madness and put the quarter stuff into Echo Saber.
Cool. That's actually, I like that. I'm a fan of that, actually. Echo.
I mean, it increases his farming abilities between 10 and 20 minutes, where he loves to farm both jungle and the lane, or just stick inside of the jungle.
And also, if he gets BKB and then Daedalus, he can destroy Juggernaut during spin, clear through the Huskar quite nicely. But we'll see where he heads into. The Dire team losing the tier 3 top, but by no means out of this match. EPG feeling not really a struggle, but definitely their prime directive now is to go and finish that top lane of Rax and really keep the momentum going. They are only 1,000 net worth ahead of this Dire squad, and the longer they leave this game, the longer Undershock has to really become a nuisance as this Ember Spirit. And the triple core from the Dire, the Sven and the Ursa, you know, they're pretty hefty heroes to handle as the game progresses on. So with another smoke, EPG, they do move forward. Looking for another pick.
Oh, they're gonna go inside of the base. Smoked again. This is so good. Let me see the timing on the smoke. 14 seconds left.
But they don't find anyone. Maybe now Sadoy. Very good defensive TPs from the Dire team. Deep. And safe. Baraban. Basher. Midas off cooldown. Has a blink, and they've got the backstab. Kotl with a gem, Ember with a DD. This is the play they're trying to make. Healing ward down, and the range rack's fallen. EPG go for the X mark onto Sven. No follow through, even though they connect the torrent. Trying to play this one by ear. Undershock has cleared the way behind them. It looks like they'll be able to kill off the melee racks before any kind of backdoor regen kicks in. And there it goes, a full lane for EPG, but how's the fight going to progress now? They're 5 men grouped up. In with a blink, Sadoy wants the Lich. Sinister Gaze will keep him at
Arm.
arm's reach, though, as the Fiends grip onto the Kunkka, but he's still got X and Torrent. Throws in the boat. Inner fire's there. The disarm's good. Now this Ursa is not looking so hot now. Dead for 50 and immediately buys back. Sadoy slashed out by Swift Ending. And he doesn't have a buyback. He used it previously, so he's gone for a minute and a half. This is a disaster waiting to happen as the Remnants Undershot says goodnight. Husker will be one to fall. Baraban jumps LeBron. In comes Sonic. Not sure what that blink was. They will clear up the ET and the Husker, but Swift Ending still fighting. Another X. Mitch has a Torrent in a couple of seconds. Baraban invis with a Shadow Amulet from Yol. It's not a glimmer, it's the amulet. He's just invis, but he gets the kill on DNZ as he blinks forward. And he's also got the Chakra Magic, so he can overpower and he can clap and he can turn, he can fight. Mitch is still trying to continue this one with Swift Ending's damage. He's got a spin, but he's invis again.
Pulling out the Chappie again.
Yo, he's just making him invis over and over. Mitch with a TP, cancelled by the Nightmare, and they should be able to clear up the Kunkka here. What a weird fight. So many cool little things happening. But all things considered, the racks fall. The Dire team, they're running out of steam.
They need to fall back. Rag's gone. Range Rag's gone. It's time to bail, man. Did they lose 5 heroes after they got the Raxes?
They didn't lose the Juggernaut, did they? I think Jug survived. Yeah, yeah, Jug did survive. They lost 4. They lost 4 heroes. And mid lane, Undershock toying with them again. He's got a slow Remnant and a Yule Scepter up so he can jump to the other cliffside, dodging the stomp, and in comes Sadoy, the big blink with the god strength. Borania has to deal with the Will-O-Wisp. They'll be helped out by the spin from Swift Ending. LeBron is kept alive by the nice little line of shadows as DNZ turns, has the Chain Frost in 2 seconds. Sadoy's cleared up. Baraban killed LeBron. He buys back? How did Baraban kill him? He was just behind him.
He has a basher, so it's... What?
I just didn't see him. I didn't see the Ursa come into the fight.
Man, Ursa's playing well considering what he's playing against. He's playing into Huskar with Heaven's Halberd. Inner Fire's maxed out now, so 12 seconds cooldown with the 4-second duration. It's tough, man. But he's still finding kills. Now with BKB it's gonna be much easier. He can dispel one of those disarms.
And he was top of the net worth until Roshan came up as well. Borania, Aegis on him. Cheese for Swift Ending. Crimson Guard completed for Kunkka on top of the Vlads, which we've already seen. And EPG just want to systematically finish this game off. Shove out the mid lane. Kunkka can XTP bottom right, clear out at least one of the waves there and maybe push out a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's not bothering. He knows there's no real threat to the tier 3.
Oh, they're gonna do the same thing again.
Oh, no way. Do they find the Kotl? That's the main hero. They need to kill the Kotl. They'll deward the sentry. DNZ shows his face.
They got him. They got him with the scan.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Absolutely right, Lacoste. They did. Very good scan from the Dire team. Right on their heads. Tier 3 dropping, though. And there's no split push here from the Dire team. They are very heavily committed to trying to defend their base in this middle lane. Enfeeble onto Borania.
Sven is trying to backstab.
There is Sadoy. Still no BKB, though. Problematic for the Dire squad. And they catch the Torrent onto the Ember. He tried to dodge with a sleight of fist, not quite working out and forcing that Remnant to be used. Nightmare immediately taken off though as the blink, stun, catch onto DNZ. That's one hero down and the Dire team looking good for a second. LeBron shredded by the Ursa who's a hungry bear and have got the grip on to Swift Ending with nothing to cancel it. The boat and the Torrent, they will catch onto a couple here with a hit from Mitch not quite landing. Borania struggling to dish out the damage. Undershock, the 4 staff. Huskar closes the gap. The Ember dies, but he's still being destroyed by Ursa. X-Torrent clips onto Sven. But how does Huskar make a play out of this? Dodging the stun with a life break. In onto Sudoi. He's got a halberd to play around with after the inner fire as well, so Ursa cannot damage him. There's the disarm again. Baraban has to run. He can't stand his ground and fight. And the buybacks from EPG will start to flow through. They want to force this middle lane of Barracks.
Yeah, they want to try to close out this game. Aegis gone. Juggernaut still has that cheese, couldn't use it because of the grip. Glyph is popped. Oh, nice Torrent.
Undershock. Undershock nearly dies. He's going to sleight of fist back in there, but he's dropping the burning speed. He's going to die. He's going to die. No, he's not. He's fine. The one charge in the bottle. Keep him alive. The boat is good. Onto 2 or 3 as EPG get Undershock in the back end of the fight. Sonic and Sudoi, X-Mark, where's the Torrent? Not throwing it in as they got the Sinister Gaze on the Baraban. Ursa, hounded in his own base, turns the battle into the Juggernaut, but the Torrent and the cheese! Great timing from EPG, and this surely should be it. Piranha toggles his way through to victory. They dive in deep. 2 heroes dead with no buyback here for the Dire squad, and Sudoi removed of his mana. The Diffusal Blade from Juggernaut makes Sven impotent. Can't cast spells, can't find kills, dead for 70 with buyback, but a third lane of Barracks is about to fall.
Now, Healing Ward is ready in 10 seconds. DNZ doing a good job keeping Huskar alive and healthy with Earn, Grip.
With the Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah, they're just not gonna deal damage.
It's impossible. The Healing Ward is there. Barania has so much HP regen, 260 per second, and GG is called. Baraban taps out, they know it's over, and well played EPG. Game 3, much closer and much, I want to say crisper and more high-skilled than the first 2 games that we saw. People really kind of turned on their brains for Game 3 here in this series.
EPG were ahead in this game. They were playing aggressive when they needed to, decision making on point. These smokes into gank attempts at the tier 3 tower were really good. I love when people are trying out, I'm gonna say new stuff, but you don't see that that often. And they played extremely well. This Huskar pick shut down all cores on Dire side, and they're gonna play against, let me just check real quickly if other game finished.
It's probably, I want to say it's probably the Pango, but
yeah.
Team Yekish
Pango
looked pretty good.
Pango picked techies for Zayats in second game.
Nice. We love that. Big fan.
They
big
lost.
Fan. Oh, no, come on.
Yeah, this game is still going on.
Damn. Well, we'll probably have a bit of a break then until our next series. We do have one more best of 3 tonight for you, as we'll jump ourselves out of this one. EPG move on, and we should have the winner of the next of the other series up against them in the next series here on the stream. So see you guys in a little bit after the break.